Aha! What a wonderful day! One of the Magnificent Seven is being replaced today. Introducing the diecast Mark III from Hot Toys. This is pretty exciting. It's always nice to replace one of the original seven. Very attractive box, very fancy. It's what we've come to know from their diecast series. And let's get right down to it. This is pretty exciting. I love Iron Man, and the fact that I get to replace one of the original sevens is it's pretty cool. It really is. I will tell you, I've heard some things through the grapevines about this particular figure, but you know what? I don't care. It's Iron Man. I love Iron Man. Let's start off with this little arc reactor here, which actually looks better from the back than the actual front. I wanted to kind of showcase this because I've seen other people show this off, and to me it looks horrible from the front. It's like a little laser pointer, shooting right in the eye. The little plastic waist here. This will come in handy later, I think. And the recycled Tony sculpt. It's okay. I'm not knocking it. It's good. It works for this particular figure. Even though I believe it's probably been recycled. But you know what? It's okay. It's the Mark III. I'm jazzed. I'm pumped. This is going to be a really, really good figure. And I'm kind of putting it through through its testing right here. That faceplate is loose. So far, my first impressions are it's a stiff figure. The articulation doesn't seem to be there, and these little airfoil flaps that are covered in plastic are very cool. Very nice little touch there. We actually got that with the original first release. I'm going to tell you right now, getting these damn things off, I almost wanted to stab somebody. I don't know what they did, but the actual plastic was almost sealed. It was almost freeze dried in there, and it was ridiculous. I'm not making this up. I probably spent a good 20 minutes on this just to kind of give you an idea on how bad this plastic was wrapping. I was scared. I was really scared I was going to damage the actual airfoil and bend it. And you damage the stuff, and Hot Toys or Sideshow, they will not take it back. Anyway, forget it. Let's cut. Oh, all right. So as I'm exploring this figure here and trying to kind of get an idea of how it works and so forth, obviously that's the battery case here. I'll swap out the batteries. The faceplate is using the exact same design as the Mark VII's faceplate. You can swap out the batteries here and so forth. I'm starting to do my inspection here, and I've kind of broken it up into multiple pieces here, and it's kind of like, where's the beef, where's the die cast, the plastic, which I get it. I understand that they included a torso that you can that you can swap out here. This is the curve, so you can get a flight stand pose. It's not very easy to separate the waist. In fact, it looks like if you do this enough times, you're going to end up ruining the actual sockets and joints here. I don't like that. Plastic. The only thing, I'm looking for the diecast because we are paying for a premium diecast figure. And as far as I can tell, the legs seem to be the actual diecast part here. And no. This is a little bit way too ridiculous. No way.
Well, Denobi, you don't look too happy.
Oh, come on, Xenomorph. This must have bugged the hell out of you too. Really?
I know. I'm quite certain what it is. It must be that damn plastic. So, huge discussion on this figure. We had like 10 max 20% die-cast parts on this figure. The rest is plastic. And of course, that's a huge flaw. And it's like a $500 flaw if you ask me. And personally, I had quite a good first overall impression. I mean, it was huge and overwhelming because I never owned a Mark III in my collection, and the day I got it and the first hours were just amazing. But as you said, being so much plastic, it definitely is a bit of a bummer on this piece. So let's cover the next topic. How do you think about the gap between the shoulder area and the torso area? Personally, I think it's easy to close the gap just by sliding over the shoulder armor onto the torso area.
Zeno, you're actually right. The shoulder piece I thought would actually bug the hell out of me, but the fact that you can actually adjust the shoulder pad couplings on there to actually hide it isn't so bad. In fact, I wish they would have incorporated this a little bit better to the diecast Mark 42 figure, but it's not too bad. It really is, and I can actually live with that. The figure's articulation is a big nuisance, only because there really isn't a lot of articulation in the figure.
Oh yeah, articulation, another heavy topic on this piece, I think. Personally, I don't mind too much because I prefer just simple but effective standing upright poses. But I understand that there will be collectors or mostly action figure lovers who definitely will prefer a lot more articulation on such a piece. Looking at the specialty here, what do you think about the secondary waist piece, which is apart from being too plastic, of course? How do you think about that?
The waist is the worst part about the figure. They make it up by including a second detachable piece, but that's not the point. The point is that it limits the figure in its articulation, and it makes it stiff. It doesn't make the figure look alive as much. And don't tell me that we couldn't have included the a articulated waist, because we did it already with the Iron Patriot, which is a very well die-cast figure, and it does have the twist and bendable waist. So why couldn't we have included this into the die-cast Mark III is beyond me. But no, go ahead, you want to defend the figure.
Of course I have regrets. I mean, it's a Hot Toys Iron Man figure. Every Iron Man figure by Hot Toys has at least one issue in terms of damage problems, and on this time I got a pretty scratch here on the upper waist area from rotating the legs, and it totally bugged me. Of course, Hot Toys had a huge disclaimer in the manual, and you have no chance to get a replacement because they will say it's artificially damaged, but it totally bugs me. Especially the replacement parts are not available right now on eBay, and if there will be one someday, it probably will cost me an arm and a leg. So that's a bit of a bummer on such a high premium piece, if you ask.
Xenomorph, everybody. Thank you for joining me on the
Yeah, thanks for having me, Danomi. It was a nice experience actually. Never was in a show of somebody else, and we definitely have to repeat this. So before I leave here, I've got one last question for you. If Hot Toys will ever decide giving us a die-cast Mark II fully chromed, are you going to get it? I'm pretty sure I already know what your answer will be.
As long as they fix the waist, yeah, why not? I'll probably end up getting it anyway. So after everything has been said and done, what I ultimately learned is that I do love Iron Man in the very end, and as much as I nitpick and complain and whine about it, this is still an overall great figure. Yeah, very limited in diecast, but maybe I'll spend the rest of the week trying to figure out how to actually get this thing posed as with the flight landing pose. I have no idea how to do it, and besides, I'm just going to pull out the Ironmonger anyway and kind of recreate my favorite scene from the original Iron Man film. That's pretty best part. And you know, it's really up to us to kind of voice our opinions and criticism to Hot Toys. I'm sure they listen to it. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but oh well. This is still a great looking figure, and the fact that I got to replace one of the Magnificent 7 is still pretty gosh darn good. Like, subscribe, leave your comments below, and a special thanks to Xenomorph. Thanks, guys.